What's up, guys? It's Nick Turchyn here with Inside the Pylon, bringing you a late Friday film room sesh, breaking down the Cowboys' zone read plays against the Giants from Sunday night against James Betcher's defense. Some sizable yardage was racked up here by Dak Prescott, leaving many fans in the New York area having to brush off their notes on the spread and the various option looks that come with it. Let's cut to the chase, though, and see how it all went down. Okay, first play here. Dallas comes out on first down, running 11 personnel, 2x2 receiver set. We notice the overhang defensive back Collins has outside leverage on the inside slot receiver. So let's back up a second here. What does zone read mean? Zone read is a run play called, as in the case here, inside zone to the offense's right side, with a QB keeper option or a naked bootleg attached to it going in the opposite direction of the play. The key for fans is the running back is going in one direction at the mesh point, and the quarterback, if he keeps the ball, is going in the opposite direction. The defense plays with one man for every gap, and then the option assignments with one player playing the running back and one taking the quarterback. Remember, Collins is the overhang defender outside the screen. After Prescott reads the defensive end crashing and correctly pulls, and he finds himself pretty much alone in the alley, where Collins simply has to win his one-on-one battle here. Now, there are many ways to skin a cat, and some fans may ask, what if the defensive end tried to hold the quarterback or contain the quarterback? Well, let's go back to week 1, where the Carolina Panthers faced the Dallas Cowboys, and out of the same 2x2 receiver set, Dallas runs zone read with from inside zone. With the defensive end containing, forcing the give, the rest of the defense has to get off their blocks. 5-on-5 here. So those are two kind of vanilla ways to defend the zone read. Here, back to Sunday's game, we see Dallas come out in a 3x1 set. And if we notice the change here with the 3x1 set, it allows the back safety to sink because he has no cover down responsibilities on a slot receiver. Dallas running wide zone now with an added sifting tight end, a split zone look really, to give a lead blocker if the zone read is chosen or read is made by the quarterback. The assignments. Landon Collins taking the quarterback as the sunk safety. The defensive end crashes and takes the running back. Little wrinkle here, added crack block from X as the quarterback pulls and leads. Very close to a penalty there, but ultimately the defense could not get off the blocks and make a play. Taking a second here, why don't NFL teams run this play more often? The answer? QB1 is too important to subject to this many, or there are a large amount of open field hits. Most coordinators would rather run this just enough so the threat of the run keeps defenses thinking, and that slows them down. Also, as we will see in this example, D coordinators can respond with pressure. With Dallas running power with QB keeper attached, we see James Betcher respond with a B-side backside blitz from Alec Ogletree, with the forced defender taking the quarterback in the alley. The give is forced, and Ogletree makes a really nice athletic play coming back to the play side. Okay, so later in the game, third quarter here, Dallas comes back to the 11 personnel 2x2, coming back to inside zone with zone read on it. And this is where it gets interesting. Betcher comes out here with the backside linebacker and defensive end exchanging their gaps. Linebacker scraping to the quarterback with the defensive end plugging the B gap, ultimately basically throwing a slightly more athletic player on the quarterback. The linebacker's angle forces the give, and then it's up to the defense to make the play on Elliott, which they do for a minimal gain. Dallas just won't go away from this play. Here, though, out of a 2x2 with an inline tight end, what does that mean? If you run it this way, there's more gaps to account for. So the Giants respond with the same gap exchange, this time 2 gaps over for the linebacker to go. So he's checking the A gap, then going over. A little bit harder of an assignment, a little wider of an assignment, but he does have that sinking safety in the upper left-hand corner to help him with the play. We see here the quarterback read the widest defender with the tight end blocking the end. So it's the wide defender now. And ultimately, those Snacks gets off his block and a really nice play against center Joe Looney for the stop. Fourth quarter here, the Cowboys driving. They're ultimately going to score on this drive. But we see them pull a 3-by-1 set with a tight end inline in the backside and run zone read from the more historical tendency of closer to in the red zone to run this play. Here, the linebackers bump with a partial cover down to wide receiver 3. We see yet another gap exchange, this time with Collins on the play. Ultimately, will scrape to the quarterback here. So if you notice, the defensive end in this defensive scheme crashes the running back again. So back to crashing, but this time he's got an overhang. Betcher has an overhang defender in a pretty good position initially, but Collins, as he reads the play, slides laterally down the line a bit and puts himself in a tough position to come back and make the play on Dak. Underestimates his speed a touch, and ultimately we see Dak here explode to the outside and make a nice play, gain a 9, I believe, here. Later in the drive, Dallas comes back, another 3-by-1 set, this time on wide zone. And again, remember from earlier in the game, we're going to bring back the sifting tight end and the X crack. And Betcher responds with having the defensive end play contain. But if you watch here, watch the technique. This is interesting. He slides laterally, Kareem Martin that is, slides laterally, really baiting Dak to pull the ball, which ultimately Prescott will, and that means that Martin is going to have to make a play just before the alley. Just a really nice juke here by Dak, winning with his agility to the inside and for a nice gain in the red zone. Well, that will do it for this one, this edition of Film Room Friday for Inside the Pylon. Like I said, my name's Nick Turchyn. You can find my work on Twitter at Twitter handle TManic21. I also co-host the Big Blue Banter podcast with my co-host Dan Schneier. You can find that wherever podcasts are found. And come check back for more. I'll have more of these updates every 2 weeks or so, breaking down some film from the NFC East. Thanks a lot, guys.